Alright guys, how's it going? It's Lewis here for a new video, and this video is going to be a very abrupt one, and the reason for that is because we currently have this engine in pieces. There's no easy way of saying this, but we managed to get everything to work with the external wastegate and all of that, but the engine blew up. Well, something's not right. So I guess this is the end of this series. It was supposed to be a 3-part series where the car was working at the end, but apparently that's not the case. I believe that the car just put too much boost through it. Maybe it over boosted. Maybe the boost controller wasn't working properly. I'm not too sure. I just decided to break the engine, basically. There's nothing pointing towards the bottom end being broken, but it's either, you know, a problem to do with the timing, or I don't know. Let's flip the camera around, I'll show you what the problem is. So here's our engine. It's not looking too great at all. I think there might be actually water in here now. It doesn't even matter now. But the problem that we were having is the car just, you know, it boosted a few times, and I'll put some videos up in a minute. It was working, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. I think it might have been boosting a bit too much. The boost controller might have, you know, just shit itself a little bit, or maybe I cranked it up too much. I'm not sure, but the timing belt, it doesn't even move when the engines are trying to start up or crank up, so something's definitely not right there. But it was working for as long as it did. It was boosting really hard, so I think we were, you know, way over the PSI that we were meant to be boosting at, and something's obviously not liked it, and yeah, it's just gone and broke the engine. Now I'll put a couple of clips up now on how it did sound when it was running, because it was really good. It wasn't running perfectly. The boost hoses just kept popping off, so I could only give it a few pulls until it just popped off again. And then the last pull, where me and Simon were in the car, it just decided to not want to work anymore, and car wouldn't start back up. We thought it was because it ran out of fuel, so we put some fuel from a jerry can in the car. That didn't work either, so I had to get towed back to my house from the next street up. So yeah, it's messed up, I guess, but I'll play a couple of clips now for you guys on how it did sound when it was running, and it was pretty awesome.
Unbelievable, like in something this small.
Wow! So I mean, I guess that just, you know, puts us to where we are now. I mean, what do? How are we going to get past this? We got the rough cover off, which is down here. We haven't got the head off yet, but I don't even know if I want to go that far at the moment. To be honest with you, I've spent so many days and so much time trying to get this all together, and money as well, and it's just decided to shit itself. So I'm not really interested in getting it back up right now. I think I'm just going to leave this project on the side, leave it to maybe die a little bit, and then look back at it in the future, because at the moment I'm really not in the mood to go pulling the engine apart and looking at what it might have caused. Because at the end of the day, it's not a forged engine, it's run on the standard internals. It was taking 7 PSI really well, but obviously something's gone wrong with the boost controller. I did crank it a little bit, but I wasn't sure what I was doing, so it must have just boosted so hard that it's something in there's really not liked it. The valves might have bent, I really don't know, but it's not cranking at all, and it's just something that I want to look at, you know, in the future. I'm really not interested at the moment. I'm not bothered with the ball ache of it. On a brighter note, I think it's a good thing that we have another car up there. Currently the engine is drinking oil on my daily, so that means that once we get this bad boy all built up, we'll throw her in there and it should all work nice. We've got some more bits that have arrived as well. I've managed to bolt a couple of bits on, and I'm just trying to start to build it back up now, so we'll continue the engine rebuild videos very, very soon, because we've got quite a few parts now ready to start throwing it all back together. Hopefully get it all up to scratch. Just need to order a clutch, head gasket kit needs to arrive, ancillaries, and then that'll be pretty much it. One mystery we need to look into in the future, and one thing that we're still working on at the moment, which is this engine. I've managed to get a oil filter for it. Managed to get another one of these, a brand new one, because the older one was looking a little bit worn out, looking a little bit dirty in there, so I bought a new one. It was only a couple of quid. This, which is all ready to be bolted up, which is this sort of water outlet thing here that I've wire wheeled down and painted up again. And we've got some spark plugs in here now, all down there. So nothing's torqued up yet until I get a torque wrench in order to torque this all up properly, but it's coming together quite nicely. I don't believe there's too much more really we need to do. I think it's all ready to get back together. I'm not going to mess around with the timing or anything like that because it seems to all be okay. It's mainly just getting the engine back together. I mean, there's no slack on the timing belt or anything, so it feels all good. But yeah, it's just mainly getting it all back together and getting it ready to go in the blue car, I guess. So yeah, there's that to look forward to. We've got a few more things that have arrived. We've got our, I believe, throttle position sensor, aux belt, we've got a magnetic sump plug, our sump sealer, and whatever this is. That's what I've already put that on the car, it's just the crankshaft position sensor. So I'm going to go and bolt this up to the sump now with this magnetic sump plug from eBay. Come on, speak properly, eBay. And I'll show you guys as well what we're planning to do. So yeah, thought I'd just quickly show you guys. My nan bought me some nice new carpets for the car, which I'm also putting on top of these carpets. They look really nice. I really like them. They go nice with the interior. Got a little Bilstein sticker here, and the reason for that is because I'm going to be getting some Bilstein suspension for the car really soon. Sticking it all on here, just shocks and some nice lowering springs to get it all nice, get it sitting a bit nicer. So that's the reason for the little sticker there. So as I showed you guys in a previous video, these are all the bits that we have got that are ready to go back on the car. Probably going to start putting it all back on tomorrow, all these pumps and stuff. Anything that needs a gasket, obviously I can't put back on, but stuff like this sump I could probably put back on because I've got the sump sealant now. I think it fits. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, she fits. So I guess this is going to be quite a short video, but this is going to conclude the external wastegate build setup thing for the Mark 5. I know for a fact that the engine couldn't really take boost as it was. The 7 PSI wasn't bad, you know, but it needed the rad on constantly, so I think I just kind of overdone it with the boost controller. I should have really used a pressure test to test out the external wastegate, but that didn't cross my mind. I thought it would be okay. I thought it was only a 7 PSI spring in there, but apparently not. We've seemed to have done a number on the engine, so I will try and get it back up to scratch at some point. But for now, this is probably the last you're going to see of this car for a while, until I figure out what the problem really was. So yeah, there's not really much more to say. The engine's gone on it. It's a bit crap.
If you're decent, subscribe to this channel because it's good, really good.